down here at the end of the chapter. This is a fun little formatting exercise, but it's real because this is the form we actually use in our office, and I set it up for our office people to make it easier for everyone. Let me download that file and we'll get going. Over here in my downloads folder, which I just cleaned out. Can you see that? Wow. And let me open the file in Excel. Oops, going over to the other monitor. Here it comes. And I have the instructions written down, so we can do it without having them, but you'll want to keep them beside you. Okay, the first thing it said to do was to center everything. It's all currently left aligned, so that's an easy matter. We'll center all of these cells. And then the next item was the section code, like this is 180-01. So we want that to be a centered number, but it's like section 01. And somebody's going to write down the number 1, but they want to write down a section 01. So I did the right-click method. You could get it from up at the top there. Format cells, and we need a custom. You probably did one tiny little exercise with this, but there are lots of requirements you can put on there. 0 means it's required. # means it's optional. So I want not one number but 2 numbers, and 0 would be the default second number. So 0, 0, and I can try a number. Let me type in section 1, and you see there it shows up for me. So that's done. Next thing is over here on the load and overload hours. That's how many credits we're teaching of load or overload. We want that to be a format of a number with a whole number with no decimal. So again, I'm going to do the right click. That's just because I've been doing that for years. I do it that way. And we want a number style, but no decimal places. So somebody might be teaching, this is a 2 credit hours in their load, but if I have a second section, maybe that's in my overload over my minimum required. So you can see it shows up as a number of hours. And then we want to add these up. So you might recall that the auto sum, if you just double click on it, it will get you started at least. And I'm still going to have to select the cells. Sometimes it's smart enough to add by itself, but it wasn't this time. And then I'm just going to fill across. I mean, make it easy on myself. Let's test it and be sure. Yep, sure, I have another 5 credit hour class. Okay, now down here at the bottom, I mean, we got subtotals here, so how about if we, let's make these boxes with a, what does it say, thick outside border, like that. Does that look good? And then maybe what I'll do is merge these two, and then I'll write subtotal, take the line off, and get rid of these. What do you think? Does that look good? And then if I'm going to have this be auto total, then I'll have to move the title over here, total, and probably bold, and maybe centered. I tried right align, but I don't know. You could do right align in a couple of spaces. I guess that didn't work. Right align in a couple of extra spaces. See, I'm up here on the formula bar. You could do it like that. I don't know. And we'll make a equals sum of this cell, comma, this cell. Yeah, you could have used a colon and gone sideways. Do I want that centered? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so there's a total number of cells. But the thing is, some people fill this out on paper and some people fill it out on the computer. So now what I want to do is, if this is all empty up here, let me erase all these. If they're filling it out on paper, then I don't want these numbers showing up here. So now I'm going to select these 2 cells, 3 cells. I'm using the Control-click method. and I'll go up to conditional formatting and make a new rule that says format only the cells that the value is equal to 0. Took me a while to think of this. I'm doing it quickly here just because it's a video, but it took me a while to think of it. And make the font color white if the value is 0. So it looks like that. Looks like nothing. So the numbers are there, but until you put a number in here, nothing shows up, and then it all shows up. So, and this is a real assignment that I really did for my college, and I thought you might like to see how that works. You try it now.